You know those beautiful, award-winning websites, the ones that look absolutely incredible? Well, what if I told you they're often the most dangerous? In this briefing, we're going to pull back the curtain on a huge problem in the digital world, the massive gap between how a website looks and how secure it actually is. And trust me, this is way more than just style over substance. It's a massive business risk with millions of dollars on the line.
So, right off the bat, you have to ask yourself this question about your own digital presence. Is it a showroom, built to look amazing and impress everyone who stops by? Or is it a vault, engineered from day one to protect what's most valuable to you? How you answer that? Well, it has a direct, and I mean direct, impact on your company's money and its legal standing.
All right, let's dive into the core issue here. The source material calls it the showroom versus vault paradox. And really, it's a fundamental failure that you see all the time, especially in the high-end digital space. All the time, money, and effort goes into the flashy visuals, while the actual security, the foundation of the whole thing, is just dangerously ignored. And this paradox creates something his briefing calls the award-winning monolith. You know exactly what this is. It's that slick website from a big-name brand. It looks fantastic. The animations are smooth. It probably has a trophy cabinet full of design awards. But here's the catch, and it is a big one. It's built for perception, not for protection. It is designed to look good, not to be safe.
This is where you can really see the disconnect. On one side, you've got the perception, the showroom. It's that beautiful, complex front end loaded with all sorts of third-party scripts to make things work. But then you look at the reality, the so-called vault, and what do you find? The back end is wide open, there's zero control over what those scripts are doing, and basically no real security being enforced. The outside is polished, but the inside is a mess.
And look, the proof is right here in the data. When you actually audit these premium sites, the results are frankly shocking. We're talking consistent D and even F security grades. These aren't just tiny slip-ups. These are fundamental failures. We're talking about missing things like a content security policy, which is basically the bouncer for your website, and HST, which forces a secure connection. These high-end sites are failing Security 101. It's that bad.
So, okay, who cares about a bad grade, right? Wrong. What are the real-world consequences of this showroom mentality? Well, they are huge. And this is where it stops being an IT problem and becomes a massive C-suite problem. We are talking about serious financial and legal trouble that goes all the way to the top.
First up, the regulators. In the UAE, under the Personal Data Protection Law, if you don't have basic technical safeguards in place, you could be looking at fines up to 5 million dirhams. The law is crystal clear, and in cases of gross negligence, it can even become a criminal issue.
And if you think the fines are bad, just wait. The average cost of a single data breach in our region? A staggering 7.2 million US dollars, according to IBM. And that's not just the cost of lost data. Think about canceled contracts, regulatory investigations, and a reputation that might be permanently destroyed. Now here's the real kicker. That damage? It's not a one-time hit. On average, it takes 188 days. That's over half a year to even realize you've been breached. And every single one of those days, you're bleeding money. The source estimates it's about $8,000 a day. Time is what makes a bad situation catastrophic.
So, just how common is this problem? You might be thinking this is all just a worst-case scenario. Well, this briefing gives us some cold, hard evidence from real-world audits of so-called premium competitors. And let me tell you, it paints a very bleak picture of the industry standard.
And this chart just lays it all out. Look at this. Case alpha, NF, a total collapse. Basically a storefront with no locks on the doors. Case beta gets a D, a false perimeter, where rogue scripts are just running wild. Even case gamma, with a C grade, has its application layer completely open. Now compare all of that to the A+ standard, where system integrity isn't just a goal, it's non-negotiable. The difference is, well, it's night and day.
And here's the most crucial point. The briefing argues that in today's world, anything less than an A on security isn't just a bad score, it's technical negligence. And that negligence creates direct fiduciary exposure for the leadership. That means it's a personal liability. It's your neck on the line.
Okay, so we've established that the standard model is completely broken. So what's the alternative? What do we do about it? This brings us to the solution proposed in the briefing. And it's not just another piece of software. It's a whole different way of thinking about security.
See, the root of the problem is that these older architectures are just structurally insecure. It's in their DNA.
They were built to be open and flexible, which sounds good, but their fragile code literally breaks when you try to apply strict, modern security rules. This isn't just a misconfiguration you can fix, it's a foundational flaw.
So the solution is to enforce security at the execution edge. Think of it as the front door before anyone or anything even gets inside your application. It uses dynamic policies for every single visitor, injects security rules at the edge, locks every browser into a secure connection, and, this is key, it runs on a zero-trust model. Nothing is trusted by default, no exceptions. And what does all that technical stuff actually get you? Well, the results are definitive. It means the complete elimination of common attacks like cross-site scripting right where they happen, in the browser. It means full protection from things like clickjacking. It means you have an absolute guarantee that every single user session is secure. These aren't just features on a list, they are guaranteed outcomes.
This all leads us to the final, and I think the most important, idea from this entire intelligence briefing. It completely reframes the whole conversation. This isn't about choosing a vendor anymore. This is a core decision about how you govern your entire digital operation.
And it all comes down to this one powerful idea. Security is not layered onto the system, it is the system. You can't just bolt security on at the end like a new coat of paint and hope for the best. It has to be the blueprint. It has to be the foundation that everything else is built on. It's a completely different mindset.
So, I'll leave you with this final question, and it's one that forces you to take a hard look in the mirror. After everything we've just covered, is your digital architecture a true strategic asset, something that drives your business forward safely? Or is it just a showroom, beautiful on the outside, fragile on the inside, and a critical liability just waiting to collapse?